Alright everyone, it is Finn here and welcome back to a brand new video, where today, to all the African football fans out there, and especially the Ghanaian football fans out there, today is a video I think you guys will seriously enjoy. Because looking at today's video, we're going to be talking about 3 brand new players that the Black Stars of Ghana need to call up for the very first time in 2023. Now of course, the reason I'm doing this whole video is because in exactly a year from now, January 2024, we've got the African Cup of Nations. And of course, looking at the Black Stars of Ghana, don't get me wrong, they had an absolutely brilliant World Cup. I do believe 2023, if they really do want to pick up silverware at the next Afcon, this is going to be a year for serious development for them. Especially looking at last year's African Cup of Nations as well, it wasn't necessarily their best competition, but they did prove throughout the year leading up to the World Cup that they can really develop and use a lot of stepping stones to get to the right place. As I said, we've got a whole year from now, and I do believe that there are 3 players that could just take the Black Stars of Ghana to a whole new level. Now of course, before we jump into the names, don't forget that if you guys do enjoy this kind of content, whether it be African football, African Cup of Nations, whether it be Ghana football, any kind of content like that, don't forget to subscribe down below because I do cover a lot of it. But of course, jumping into player number 1, it is going to be a name I've mentioned many a time on this channel, as it is Nketiah. Now of course, I've done multiple full-length videos about this man, but at 23 years old, what an absolute star striker this man is going to be. I mean, as a Manchester United fan, as you can see, I don't want to talk about him too much, because I'm literally recording this the day after he scored 2 goals past United in that game versus Arsenal. Absolutely broke my heart, but it really did prove to me that Ghana could potentially steal a really top striker, especially before the 3 Lions, before England end up snatching up a player like him, because I do think England could be interested. I mean, looking at him so far this season, 7 goals in his last 7 games, 13 goals in his last 13 starts at the Emirates. What a start to the season a player like Nketiah has had. And I mean, he's really proven it over the years, and I think he's also especially proven it at the international stage, scoring 16 goals in 17 under 21 games for England. As I said, I wouldn't be surprised if Gareth Southgate ended up calling up a player like him, and I think it is so crucial for Otto, for Ghana, to pick a player like him, because as I said, I'm only 23 years old, such a bright future ahead of him. I do know in terms of competition for Ghana, I know a lot of people are going to be talking about the likes of Nketiah Williams, who, yes, although in my opinion is having one of his best starts to a La Liga season, I do think going further, especially in terms of an extended future, I do think Nketiah Williams would be the best option. Now, heading into player number 2, I'm so sorry if I can't pronounce the name right, but it is going to be Ansgar Knauff, which I hope I pronounced that well enough. But once again, at 21 years old, what a bright future this man has ahead of him. Looking at him for Eintracht Frankfurt this season and last season, an absolutely brilliant young talented player, and so versatile as well. I mean, whether you want him to play as a left midfielder, right back, right winger, this man could play absolutely anywhere in the pitch.
We're not so different, you and I.
But whether he can play the role of a winning player for this Ghanaian national team, play the role of a hero, if you want me to say so, once again, that's kind of waters that still has to be tested. He is eligible to play for the German national team and has represented them at every youth level, but not yet the senior team, and therefore still eligible to play for Ghana, who his parents are from. Once again, look at a player like him. I know 1 goal in 12 games in the Bundesliga this season and last season doesn't sound that impressive.
I agree.
But considering the kind of system that Eintracht Frankfurt do play in, and the fact that he plays in more of a kind of a wing-back role, I do believe if you played him in a more solid position like a left winger or a right winger for this Ghanaian national team, I do think that the goals will be coming, or at least assists will be coming. I mean, we saw him have some top quality performances versus some very top quality teams last season, especially in the Europa League versus a team like Barcelona, an absolute beast, and I think adding him to this Ghanaian squad, once again only 21 years old, would do them a world of difference. But of course, ladies and gentlemen, that takes us to our 3rd and final player of the video, which, yes, I know this one, I did kind of make an exception for it, and I'm going to get a lot of eyebrows raised for it, as it is going to be Paintsil. Now, of course, yes, I know he's played multiple games for Ghana before. Well, I mean, I say multiple, he's only played 3 senior games, and that was all at the African Cup of Nations. But the reason I mention a player like Paintsil is because I still view him as a new player to this team. He wasn't selected for the World Cup, which I think is a major crime, and once again, as I said, although he has played for Ghana before, I still view him as a new player. In my mind, it was either him or Callum Hudson-Odoi, which, to be honest with you, although no, Hudson-Odoi hasn't played for Ghana before, I just don't view him at the level as a player who could play international football yet.
Why would you say something so controversial yet so brave?
he hasn't really proven himself to me. We're looking at a player like Joseph Paintsil, once again looking at him for Genk in the Belgian Pro League this season, 7 goals and 9 assists in 17 games. Can you imagine a winger like him on that left-hand side? Can you imagine his kind of deliveries into a box to a player like Nketiah Williams or Eddie Nketiah? Once again, they'll do a world of difference to this Ghana team, because looking at them at the World Cup, although yes, they had solid attacking performances, they really did rely quite heavily on Mohamed Kudus, and I think having a player like Joseph Paintsil would be hugely valuable to him. Only 24 years old, got a bright future, as I said, has played for Ghana before, but definitely still a new player in my eyes. But ladies and gentlemen, that will be it for today's video. Once again, yes, kind of a short video. I know I haven't been that active on this channel in a while. I'm sorry, I've kind of been busy as of late with the whole holiday season and all of that. But I do promise you, I am back. As I said, if you guys have enjoyed this video, please don't forget to subscribe down below. Don't forget to like it as well, and I'll see you all very, very soon. Also put some Ghanaian football names down below that you think I missed in today's video. But until next time, this has been FYNN. Cheers.